Good morning. Let's talk some real talk here. Have you ever dealt with a narcissist? Somebody that has a narcissistic personality disorder? I have. Basically, what it boils down to is control. Really, in my opinion, and that's kind of what I speak on, is experiences and things that I've gone through, things that I've witnessed, and, my thoughts on them. You're not going to get much from me as far as books and numbers and things of that nature. I like to speak on the topics as I see them or as I've experienced them. So really, these aren't things that I would say, okay, words to live by, but these are things that I like to offer. Anywho, my experiences with somebody with narcissism and narcissistic personality disorder, it is a form of control. It is a form of, basically, they really do have a lower sense of self-esteem, which really comes across as they make themselves seem bigger and better. They make their situations seem bigger and better. They feel as though that they are owed, like people owe them, that people are beneath them, that they don't have to do what everyone else does because that's not on their level. They're up here and everyone else is down here. And to live with somebody, to be married with, to be associated with, to have them as a sibling, a coworker, anybody that has this narcissism, it's a challenge. Most people would say to you, get up, run, leave, go, bye. I can tell you, you cannot change these people. And if you yourself cannot, a lot of therapy and a lot of other things, but you got to get them to decide that they need help and they got to go to therapy. It can be extreme and it can be mid-range. Extreme is when they are not happy unless they're belittling you. You will never be able to surpass them in the sense of career, lifestyle, finances, status, looks, weight, anything. If you start to surpass them, they then have to belittle you. That is how they make themselves feel better. That is more of a, I hate to say it, the more extreme, okay? The lesser of it is them needing to have a lot of compliments, them feeling so low about themselves that they will build on themselves or talk about themselves or only talk about themselves until they get the compliments that they need, or that makes them feel just as such, okay? There are so many things with narcissism, but basically it's control, it's a complete personality disorder, and really your life and your existence is going to be pretty well miserable unless you learn how to coexist. And again, many people will tell you, leave it, go, get away. I'll open myself up to you guys and tell you, I've been on all ends of this. I've been on the one end where I've lived with a narcissist. I was kind of raised with one, or by one, my biological father. I myself, for many years, during the pre-drug using time, all the way through using, I myself was narcissistic. Through finding my recovery and working on myself many years later, I noticed the situation. I noticed the problem. I noticed I needed help. I made the changes. So I now can notice narcissism, okay? It's really not too hard. Living with it is a challenge. It really is. You have to be confident in yourself. And unfortunately, somebody with narcissistic personality disorder will prey on ones that are weaker in the personality and in the motivational and in the self-esteem category. So as they woo you and they, approach you for work, for friendship, for whatever relationship, it's going to seem so peachy keen and so perfect, and they're so great at that. Like, manipulation is like the best thing for them. They're so good at it. They don't have any remorse. They have no conscience. They will not apologize. They have no empathy. They have no sympathy. No empathy nor sympathy. They have no sense of any of it. It's them. They don't think what they're doing is wrong. And if you try to tell them that, they will try to argue with you to make you feel like you've done something wrong. It's crazy. But these are the people that they will prey upon. And yes, I used the word pray. I prayed and I was preyed on. You will need to start, once you realize what's going on, sometimes you can be many years into it before you realize it. You've got to decide, is it worth me staying? Do I love the person enough? Is it worth it? Is there more good that weighs out than bad for me to stay? What are my reasons to stay? Leaving probably would be an easier thing, but really, sometimes there are children involved. It's your job, it's your career. It's your job, it's your career. So many things, guys. So here's what you need to do. This is where you need to start learning about yourself. This is when, once you realize you're living the life of somebody with narcissism, you're not the narcissist, you're living with somebody that is narcissistic. You need to really start working on you and realizing a few things. It is okay to say no. It is okay to stand up for yourself. When they're belittling you, or they are downing you, or they are telling you that you're no good, or they're telling you that you're worthless, or they're telling you that the only one that's going to love you is them. They're telling you that if you don't listen to them, that your life will be nothing. If you don't follow their lead, then you're going to fail in life. It's okay for you to tell them, no. I love you, or I value you, or I respect you, but I respect myself too, and I need to learn this for myself. I'm not saying to disrespect the person, because I'm going to tell you, like I said, this is a challenge with somebody in this nature. You need to start learning your own self. You need to learn what you will and you will not put up with and or tolerate. You need to learn to choose your battles. If you're choosing to stay in such a relationship and to not leave, you really need to learn what you will tolerate. That you, a male or a female, this is not just a one-sex deal, okay? You need to learn, and you need to realize, and you need to hear me, that it is okay to stand up for yourself. And I'll say it again and again. Once you start to motivate yourself, once you start to see the confidence brewing in yourself, they will start to notice it as well. They will stand up to try to challenge you. They will try to stomp you back down because, oh no, they're not depending on me for finances, for living, for my personal care. Okay? That's the realization. And they're going to realize that they're losing those grips of control. You need to let your spouse, your husband, wife, sister, brother, coworker understand. I respect you, I value you, I love you. But I'm an individual and you do not control me. I have options, I have choices. We are a team. If we cannot work as a team, we cannot be together. You do not have to allow yourself to be controlled, to be manipulated. I speak on this so freely yet again, like I said in the beginning, guys. I have been both ends. I have lived with a narcissist. I have been one, and I've been through extreme therapy to learn about it. I see what I have done to people. I also see what I've had done to me. So once you stand up and you speak out, it's not just all free and clear from there, because they're going to try to keep you down. You need to remain consistent, and you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in the motivation. You need to believe in your confidence, and also you need to believe in you. I can't say that enough. Because when it's realized that you're weakening, when it's realized that you're not believing in what it is that you're saying, that you're not believing in yourself, it will get worse before it gets better. Never will I come in here and give any fake or foolishness. I give you what I've lived, what I've experienced, what I've witnessed. Guys, you can coexist with a narcissist. You can find your recovery, and you can succeed at your recovery. I've done it. I'm proof of it. You can succeed at your goals and at your dreams. If you are motivated within yourself and you want all of this bad enough, living with someone or coexisting with someone with narcissistic personality disorder that will try their damnedest to hold you back will not hold you back, because you have the strength within yourself to continue pushing through it. If you're going through recovery and you've reached and you are recovered, well, I don't like to use that word recovered, but you are far enough into your recovery, you will see that almost like battling the addiction. You have to be strong. You cannot let your walls down. It takes a lot of will, a lot of strength, a lot of courage. And you basically have to say when enough is enough. You control when enough is enough. You control when you're done with it. And sometimes it does get so extreme that it reaches physical. That is when I'm not going to tell you to stand up against it. That is when I'm going to tell you that regardless, you dial 911, whatever your emergency number is, and you get the hell out. Most of the time with a narcissist, it is mental, it's emotional, it's a lot of verbal, a lot of manipulation. It's up to you if you want to stand to it, but you can. You have to decide how much that person means to you in your life, I guess, what role they play in your life. And if it's something that if it's extreme enough on either end for you to want to step up to it or to set back and, just kind of, it's really up to you. Without getting any more wordy than I've been, this is something that's really a passionate thing for me. It goes right along with the self-motivation. It goes right along with finding your best self, because these are just one of the few things that tend to hold people back from really digging deep and coming out of their shells to allow their motivation to come through, to show their motivation, to live their motivation, to let their dreams start to basically come true. We can't allow people to hold us back, and we have to stand together to educate ourselves as well as each other, to be supportive, to stand there and let each other know that we're not alone and that we can do it, that it is possible. There's nothing impossible. You can do it. I believe in you just as you should start to begin believing in yourself.